Marcellus, I'll start with you. Hot to trot, Sean McVay. He's Ronda Rousey. He's overhyped.
I'm glad you paused because you know you messing with my dog right here. I love Sean McVay and no, he's not overhyped, and I will give you proper perspective. One, let me just push back and say, we need to stop moving the goalposts in terms of what do we deem successful as an NFL coach. Because if we're just talking about Super Bowl wins, then, look, there's only 7 active head coaches with Super Bowl wins. That means the other 25, y'all bums. According to this all or nothing, you got to be a Super Bowl winning coach or not. So we're not going to go there, right? We're not all or nothing.
That's not my standard, but go ahead.
Exactly. So we're going to go into wins. And if we're going to talk about wins, Sean McVay, since he's been in the league, is tied for first with the most wins as an active head coach. Okay, so that's number one. So that's not hype. That's actually substance. Let's go deeper than that. Let's give perspective to being number one. Because this guy wasn't born on third base in terms of what franchise he landed on. All you thought was going to go there in terms of his family history. Look at you, Whitlock. I know you too well. I'm talking about where he was born and raised. I'm from Compton, from the gutter, from the mud. This dude landed in worse situation than I did. He went to an organization that for the last 13 years never had a winning season. Think about it. 13 consecutive non-winning seasons were the St. Louis and Los Angeles Rams. And then Sean McVay says, let me get a piece of that. Let me rise from the ashes. Let me get from Compton to where I am now, from hood to good, and turn that franchise around immediately with no expectations of in his second year having to win a Super Bowl. All of that said, perspective, performance, and his personality. The best driven, PC, cliche, motivated, energy, electricity coach I've ever seen. Makes you want to come out of retirement and give him a few plays. All that wrapped in one bundle is why I love Sean McVay. He's not overhyped.
Look, great to follow Jeff Fisher.
Look,
I would love it. Go ahead, Dean.
Hey, I'm a Sean McVay guy as well. I kind of did take a little offense to the Ronda Rousey reference because Ronda, for a short period of time, was the baddest thing walking around. Let's be real. I mean,
you bought the hype.
She defended that title, though.
You bought the hype. I did.
She defended that title several times, and she was a champion. So I don't know about that comparison. But let's get back to Sean McVay.
12 fights.
Look, Sean McVay, when you talk about what do you want out of a head coach, X's and O's aside, because we all know that the guy's very smart offensively. But what you want out of a head coach is a guy that can relate to everybody in that locker room, that guys can respect and follow. Yeah, this guy's short in stature, but when he walks in the room and gets to talking, I mean, it's just something about the way he just interacts with every person. He makes every person on that team, on that roster, feel as though they're important to the success of a team. A lot of coaches don't do that. And so, Sean's able to get more out of some guys that other guys can't get much out of. And so when you talk about what you look for in a head football coach, Sean McVay is not overhyped. He is what the standard should be when it comes to leading men in a locker room.
Go ahead.
Standard.
Just to piggyback off of what D. Hall just said, I mean, you have to take your hat off to a guy who comes in and you look at the career that Jared Goff was having early on as a rookie. A lot of people consider him a bust. You know what I mean? And Coach McVay comes in and literally, within a couple months changes his career. Last year he had a great season. They were first in points scored, 10th in total offense. This year they were second in both categories. You know what I mean? So you have to take your hat off to the guy. Doesn't matter how old he is. He's 32 years old, and I think that's what his players love about him. He's young, and like D. Hall said, you can relate to him.
Look. When I get up out of this chair, if Marcellus comes over and sits on it, the chair's going to be like, oh, wow, this is great. Whitlock, it's going to be like, this is great. Jeff Fisher just got up out of that Rams chair. And so McVay comes in and does a nice job. I can't knock it. But we've only seen it for a year and a half. He's done nothing in the postseason. And now every team in the NFL is running, I got to have Sean McVay. Let me get Cliff.
You're right. That's every other team's problem. That's their problem. That's not the Rams' problem, and that's not McVay's problem.
That's hype.
But you're right. Every other team is trying to find the next one, and some of those guys haven't found good replacements. They think they have, but only time will tell. But I just think with this Sean McVay, for what he's done in this short period of time.
How can y'all say this man's not overhyped when he's won nothing in the postseason, Why isn't the entire NFL trying to find the next
How
Doug?
come-
Why aren't they trying to find the next Doug?
one
second
chance,
postseason
though.
Why aren't they
appearance
trying
in
to
2
find the
years.
next
Because
Doug?
that was a shared experience between Frank
What
Wright,
they
which we're
did,
starting to
which
find
they
out.
did.
They went and got one guy, Frank Wright, who's having success. The whole damn league
Matt
going
Nagy, too,
crazy.
they-
Hold on. I
have
don't
a
like
healthy
I don't like
Andrew
your
Luck as
termage
well.
right now.
What?
You need to bring it down a notch, homeboy. You talking about he hasn't won anything.
I'm saying he only had one chance.
One
He had
chance.
one-
Like,
he had
we
one-
race one
one
time and you
season.
leave. Oh, you ain't never beat me.
Exactly.
I
With a
was
young
racing
quarterback
again.
at that. You know what I mean?
Right
A young
now.
quarterback.
Rematch,
Exactly.
baby.
But
Exactly.
y'all acting like he just is coming. He's the
But
defending
hey,
Super Bowl champion.
Hey, Whit, can we say this, though? To EJ's point. If you saw Jared Goff, when I heard Sean was taking this job, I called him. Hey, Sean, are you serious? Is this what you want to do? Do you think this quarterback can play? Are you going to tie your job and probably the one chance you get of success to him? I'm telling you, D-Hall, I can get him right. I can get him right.
Wait a minute, D-Hall.
I can get him right.
Can I jump
And
on
I'm
that
like,
call?
for real?
Can I get a three-way? I don't know if you three-way.
I
Click
call
you in. Go ahead,
Murphy.
click
There you
you in.
go.
Because it wasn't just Jared Goff. Y'all forget, Todd Gurley
Yep.
went from the top to what is wrong with Todd
Right,
Gurley.
yeah.
And then he
Right.
came and not only fixed
forgot
Jared
about
Goff,
that.
Exactly.
he fixed
I forgot
Todd
about that.
Gurley to an
Yeah.
MVP level season.
Exactly.
And consecutive. Now Todd Gurley is one of the top 5, top 3 backs in the league.
Right.
Y'all forget before Sean McVay landed here, not only Jared Goff was a bust, we were like, what's wrong with Todd Gurley? He fixed everything, bro.
Hey, look, all of that is fine and dandy. He's done it once, and this Sunday or this weekend, they play on Sunday or they play on Saturday. They play on Saturday. If they don't beat Dallas, we're going to have a different
You're right.
conversation
You're
on
right.
Monday.
I won't.
You're right.
Or-
We're going to have a different conversation. All this hype for a man that's 0-2 in the playoffs.
One, are we going to respect that he has already made a cultural shift for this Rams organization? I said it again. I'll say it again. 13 non-winning seasons in a row. And now you find yourself in consecutive playoff appearances. Seriously, when he took the job at age 30, did anyone say he was going to make the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl in the next 2 years? For real, Whit, come on.
But that'll never be the standard is to win regular season games. The standard in the NFL is always to win Super Bowls. And so, yes, I don't think he's overhyped right now, but if this continues and he gets booted out of the playoffs in the first round or the second round, his first time playing a game, after having a bye, yeah, that's a problem. We need to hold off on some of the stuff we're doing in the regular season because we don't want to be regular season champions. We want to be Super Bowl champions. So if you're giving guys too much as far as scheme-wise because you're showing too much of your arsenal in the regular season, you got to save some of that stuff. So I think they're going to get out out of this first round
I just live in a different
the
universe
Cowboys.
than you all because everything I get, I've had to earn. I was never the fastest. I was never the best looking guy. I was damn good looking, but never the
My
best.
dog.
Never the best. I've had to earn everything. Y'all are acting like this little cute, cuddly coach isn't being overhyped because he's cute and cuddly, and we run around treating him like he's Bill Belichick, man. We're treating him like he's Doug Peterson. He's more hyped than Doug Peterson, who actually won a Super Bowl, who actually just won an upset playoff game in Chicago, who actually produced Frank Wright off his staff. We're acting like this guy is Doug Peterson. It's overhyped.
Well, first off, we need to stop with the comparisons. First off, how about we allow Coach McVay to be the first Coach McVay?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Maybe we're going to start comparing other young coaches to Coach McVay. There's nothing wrong with him being 30, 31, 32 years old, being a great head coach. And there's nothing wrong with him having instant success. And really, it's just like a young rookie coming into the league and having success early on. There's nothing wrong with
And
it.
this is why the hype, as you call it, is spreading around the league. It's simple. Sean McVay is the poster child for what this offensive-minded era is looking like in terms of scheme, in terms of production. I give it to you like this, Whitlock. You always preach to me, you love the running game, you love defense. And I'm like, okay, a little archaic for my taste, but you know what? It works. But look at this year. Look at the top 4 teams in both conferences, the 2 teams that both have a playoff bye. Let's go with number 1 seed in AFC. Who was that? You look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 1 ranked offense, 31st ranked defense. You look at number 2 seed, 5th ranked offense in New England, 21st defense. That tells me right now, we looking offensive-minded, who is our coach and who is the mastermind behind offense. Defense, it's the same thing in the NFC. Rams and New Orleans. Top 10 offenses, not top 10 defenses. The entire landscape has shifted, and he is the pioneer of this new era of offensive football.
Look, if you were looking to find another McVay and you actually found another McVay, then you're lucky.
You're good.
These teams are looking for a McVay, and they're finding like knockoffs. And so I'm telling you, it's going to come out. Some of these other coaches aren't going to be as successful as Sean McVay because of Sean's ability to lead men. It's not about X's and O's, especially in the National Football League.
Look, if he wins the Super Bowl this year, nice player, wins 2 games, loses Super Bowl, if he justifies this hype, I will jump on board and I will clap just as loud as everybody else, and everybody go out and get this Sean McVay. But can we just wait for him to win a playoff game before everybody decides I have to have Sean McVay? And can we live in the reality just to know that if Sean McVay looked like me or Charlie Weiss or even Bill Belichick, some of this hype wouldn't be going on.
I mean, right. I can say
you going there?
I can agree with that.
I can't agree with that.
I mean, so you can't agree with Whit saying if Sean McVay was a 5'10" chubby dude without perfectly styled hair and fiery nice beard,
right.
that he would get as much hype as he getting?
No, you know why?
Heck no, he wouldn't. In L.A.?
I'm going to give you this. I'll give you a case in point. My example was Peyton Manning when he came into the league. We all know number 1 overall pick. We all know struggled as a rookie. Sometimes you can't look at just production. You have to look at promise. And I think a lot of great evaluators look beyond what they saw. We played Peyton Manning twice his rookie year. And we were sitting there in defensive meetings like, this was the number 1 overall pick? And our D coordinator at the time, Wade Phillips, kept saying, trust me, y'all better get him now. Better get him young, because this boy is coming. He threw 28 picks. I don't know how many he threw to us.
Right.
The next year we played them, they were 3-13. We smoked them. Next year, they were 13-3. Yeah. I mean, y'all can wait.
Right.
Go ahead. Once you show up at the party, all the Casa Dragon is going to be gone. I'm telling you, we own.
I'm going to tell you why you're going to have a big problem. And I hate rooting this hard, but I'm going to root this hard for the Cowboys. I hope they serve this young guy some humble pie and all the media. And I think there's a damn good chance that defense and Ezekiel Elliott is going to show up on Saturday. 75% chance Dallas
Quit getting me so upset, man.
Dallas
Get me so upset because he's making this about Sean McVay as if Sean McVay has went out and said, hey, guys, make me the next best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, right.
Sean hadn't said that.
At all. Yeah,
like, your beef should not be with Sean. Your beef should be with
everybody
beef is with the
media
else.
And guys like y'all that sit around and overhype the dude. I want some humble pie. And I'm 75% sure the Cowboys are going to give it to him.
That is high, and that is rooting. So now you're emotional. You're not thinking straight.
To go nowhere in L.A.
That's almost like you predict them to win this game. You're actually thinking they're going to win this game.
That defense,
no way.
The McVay offense is without Cooper Kupp.
Good point.
Overrated a bit.
Yeah.
And that damn run defense is going to get tired of seeing the back of Ezekiel Elliott's jersey.
And Dak Prescott in the pocket when he's under duress from what's coming at him. Lord have mercy. And when they say, we're going to stop Ezekiel, or as best as we can, but Dak beat us. Go ahead, Dak, 4 quarters of you. Let's go. Heck, Talib, Peters.
LaMarcus Joyner.
You really betting on that?
I like LaMarcus
we got some Casa Dragonis on this.
Now we doing it.
We got some Casa Dragonis.
Yes, sir.
What's your take on Dallas? Can take this team out?
I do think Dallas has a chance. I'm never going to count out a team in the NFL. This is the playoffs. You know, Dallas just had a great game last week. They have a bunch of confidence going into this game. They're playing in L.A. The weather won't be an issue.
Put a number on. What's the chance of Dallas?
I say 50-50. I think earlier on.
50-50?
Let me finish my point.
EJ trying to keep a job. He's trying to get a job in the league. I go to Dallas, I go to 50-50.
No. I just think it's playoff football. I've seen it too many times. I've been a fan of this game since I was young. At the end of the day, when you get in the playoffs, you have to be great on third down. You have to be great in the red zone. And maybe I'm coming from a quarterback mindset, but I'm never going to count out a team like Dallas. They have a great defense. And I think, maybe that week off for the Rams may not be a good thing. It allows some guys to get some rest, but sometimes you come out flat after a week off.
Yeah, I'm 25% that Dallas has a chance to win this game. So that's 75 to the Rams.
That's still 25%.
It's a 25% chance because in the NFL, any given Sunday, anybody can lose. It's
exactly
like you can never question a guy's heart. And sometimes that Dallas team plays hard. They are one of the most physical teams I've seen in a long time. Right. You talk about the Rams running attack. that Dallas linebacking core, man, them dudes
downhill.
fly around
They
that
got
front
very,
four.
very fast.
Now, they secondary, they hit or miss. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're not. But, like you said, this Rams defense is good to a man. If you look at the guys, they're good. Right. But for some reason, they just haven't all been good at the same time. Right. And so, the Rams defense definitely scares me a little bit. Yeah. But, 25% in this game that I think that the Cowboys have.